good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is your favorite realtor here, Hugo Quintanilla, with another Alive. I appreciate all of you tuning in on your platform of choice. We are going to be live on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, X, and LinkedIn, and Twitch.com. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free and leave them on your platform of choice. We would love to make them a part of the live stream. Like I said, am your realtor, Hugo. If you have any questions, please, and it is my pleasure. So, today we are going to be covering a very interesting topic. It is going to be spotting the signs, your easy guide to drama free home buying, and how to make sure that you are embarking on a drama free home search. There we go. Okay. Hi, let's try that again. Spot the signs, your easy guide to drama-free home buying. 10 tips for a smooth journey. And I have my co-host here, Fluffles. So I hope you all are having a great evening. I was wondering why I couldn't see myself, but thank you for bearing with me. Again, leave your questions and comments down below. Let's put up all the stuff so you guys can follow along. If you want to see the clearest picture, please feel free and check out the YouTube channel. Support the channel as we are getting a lot of new views and new subscribers over there. So I really do appreciate it. All the feedback that you have been leaving on these videos, I am trying to incorporate. I was actually just telling Instagram that I couldn't see my messages on LinkedIn, but now I can. So, my apologies to anyone that did send me some messages over there. I will be getting back to you shortly. But let's get started on today's lesson. Basically, the key, more than anything today, is to spot 10 signs that your realtor is being more dramatic than effective. And I say this because we had a very interesting discussion this morning about how to kind of do things and in what order of operations things should be done. And the word dramatic came up. And it just reminded me of a lot of newer agents. And this is, something that goes across the board as well, but just agents in general that sometimes unnecessarily make transactions dramatic. Shows like Selling Sunset and all these, listing shows that you see online on HGTV, on all these, Bravo networks, on all these things. They are very exciting. They are very lucrative. They show a very clear perspective of a certain reality in these certain places. Granted, but a lot of the drama is very much put up for the big screen and for the cameras. Um, to some degree, in the real world, we do have some dramatic issues. Some things that unfortunately do add some extra stress to a transaction. But more than anything else, you try to mitigate those issues by taking the time to do your research and working with someone that's been down those roads before to make sure that you're not running into these walls and have an issue down the line that could have easily been uh, easily been avoidable. So, this is not to say that any one of these is a red flag, but I would say that all of them together probably would be a pretty good indicator that maybe your realtor isn't or your agent isn't being all that on the up and up with you. Maybe a little bit more drama than substance, or maybe we have a term in real estate that's called, for exaggerating and embellishing a listing, puffery. And yeah, having that puffery of like emphasizing everything and making things a little bit more dramatic than they have to be. Yes, our professions are very important. Yes, they are very stressful at times, and yes, we do feel like we are in the control of our own destinies when it comes to some of this stuff. But I think more than anything else, no one's ego should be greater than anybody else's ego, and let alone the law. So yeah, let's see what we have to talk about today. Number one, overemphasizing on urgency. If your realtor consistently emphasizes urgency without clear justifications, it could be a sign of drama rather than strategic approach. When there aren't any real justifications for why something is going on, I don't know. Maybe question it. Maybe wonder a little bit more what's going on. Maybe ask a few more questions. Number two, exaggerated communications. Dramatic realtors may use exaggerated language or make grandiose promises that seem too good to be true. Always seek clarity and realistic expectations. When it sounds a little bit too good to be true, it can most likely be a little bit too good to be true. So make sure that you're not kind of being blindsided by your hopes and dreams, and really ask around, get different opinions, make sure that what you're hearing is what is feasible. If it's on the up and up, somebody can replicate the results, and that's what you want. Now, can I tell you, some realtors will have better results than others? Yes, of course. Personalities, networks, styles, those all come into play. But can things be done a certain way to make sure that it's less stressful for the client? Absolutely. Number three, inconsistent availability. If your realtor's availability fluctuates dramatically, it might indicate a lack of commitment or organization. That is a very big one. If you can't reach your realtor during some of the most crucial points of the transaction, it can really be a little scary, because what do you do? Especially this person is trying to be the one, well, not trying to be, is the one that is responsible for the majority of the procedure being, so to speak, moved along. A realtor is not responsible for every section of the process. Now, we really handle a quarter of the process and help facilitate the rest of it. We really are the guiding light through the entire thing, and maybe the liaison, but by no means do we control the process. So, making sure that your realtor is available and there's a clear, expectations of availability are good ways to avoid this. Yes, of course, things can happen. Emergencies can happen. Unavailability can happen. But I think more than anything, expectations versus reality are really what we're talking about. If we can set a clear and realistic expectation, then I think if the reality matches, we'll be in a lot better place than otherwise. Number four, over the top marketing tactics. While marketing is crucial, overly flashy or attention seeking strategies might prioritize drama over the substance of your property. And that can really hurt you in the long run, because, um, especially in this day of social media and, um, you know, marketing, it can really make the difference on how you market properties and where you market properties. Not all places and avenues are the best place to um, actually take the time to advertise. For example, Snapchat, it might be a little bit more of a difficult sell than any of the other actual social medias, but that's just one example. There are tons of stuff that happen every day that can show you what's going on with the type of um, transactions in that area, because not every place kind of hits every demographic. You're not going to advertise $1 million listing in, say, like a Craigslist ad. You could, it has its place, but it's kind of one of those things where you really don't want to do that, because it's not the type of attention you would want. There are better avenues, better places to do that, especially if the realtor is serious about what they're doing. They should know a few more places than Craigslist. But I digress. Emotional decision making. If your realtor seems emotionally invested to the point where it impacts their decision making, it might raise concerns about objectivity. And that's really the biggest point that we came across in the morning, was that we serve the seller, and more than anything else the buyer as well. When that moment comes, we serve our clients, and at the end of the day we have to ask them what they want to do and how they want to handle the situation. We give them the options, and let them know that their options have consequences. But really, more than anything else, we're there to facilitate their wishes. So, and that's what we all kind of decided inevitably in the end. So it was a very good discussion. But that can be something, emotional decision making can really take something to the next level when it doesn't really have to be. And it can really make the difference in the smoothness of the transaction. Number six, unrealistic promises. Dramatic realtors may make promises that sound impressive but are unrealistic or difficult to fulfill. Ensure promises align with market realities. Saying that you can get a property for X and Y and Z money, or X, Y, and Z terms, may be really misleading, especially in this market when we have such a fluctuating inventory, and have so many things that are constantly changing. It can be one of these things that it's almost misleading the client. But to each their own. I would ask questions more than anything else, so you know what to expect. And then, of course, do your numbers and do your research, so that even if things do not shape up to be the way that they were, you had a realistic expectation of what was going to happen. I think walking into something, again, knowing what's going to happen, is much different than walking into it with blind eyes. Number seven, lack of transparency. If your realtor is not transparent about challenges or issues, it might be a red flag. Honest communication is essential for a successful partnership, just the way it is for a relationship. It truly is one of the cornerstones of a good relationship. And with your realtor, if they're not being very forthright with the information that you're asking about, I don't know. I don't know if you want to maybe express that or have a conversation. It's always worth your while to bring these things up, but it's not in your obligation to do it. Remember, you are, to some degree, employing this person to help you through this process. So you're the one in the driver's seat, and you're the one that should make that call if you need to maybe get another realtor, and look into that if you need to do that. Number eight, attention seeking behavior. Constantly seeking attention or making transactions about them rather than you and your property might indicate a dramatic approach. Some people thrive off of that, and they really make it a, me, 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 me show. And that's great. That's fine. That's good. But at the end of the day, there are different styles and different ways to do things, and they harbor different results. I'm not to say that, you know, attention seeking behavior always results in dramatic realtors. No, by far. Not what I'm trying to say. But attention seeking behavior, coupled with all these other things, could be an indicator of someone that's a little bit more ego than effective. And that really is what we're talking about. Do we have a person that's up in their head, or a person that's really in the contracts trying to make the best moves for you as the client, instead of them as the realtor? Number nine, dramatic negotiation tactics. While negotiating skills are crucial, overly dramatic tactics may harm your position rather than strengthen it. And what are these tactics? These could vary, and really, the type of stuff, when I wrote this up, that I thought of when I wrote this up, oh man, it makes you think a lot about who you decide to work with. And yeah, it can, more than anything else, um, impact how and why things happen. Again, coupled with the transparency aspect, that can be a deadly combination where you walk into an issue and you don't really know what's happening. You don't really know how to make um, a bad situation better. You could really set yourself up for some trouble there. So be careful. Don't really fall victim to stuff like that. If you feel like something is getting out of hand, you should, again, I say, be in the driver's seat and pull the plug if you need to. There's always a way. So ask and look into it. And if you need to, get someone involved. But I think more than anything else, you should feel comfortable with the negotiating that's happening and making sure that it's happening on your behalf and in your best interest. Number 10, inability to handle setbacks. A realtor who reacts dramatically to setbacks or challenges may struggle to navigate the complexities of real estate transactions effectively. I'm sorry, some people are just not cut out for this job. It's really stressful. It can be really tough. It can really weigh heavy on the mind. There are tons of personalities, horrible egos, really disgusting people. Uh, but at the end of the day, I'm not here for them. I'm here to serve the clients that trust me, that have faith in me, that ask me for help, that ask me these questions, that want to grow with me, that want to learn with me, that want to develop with me, that hear some of these videos and see some of this stuff and believe some of the material I'm talking about because they know that it's true. It's not just me talking into a void. They know that, hey, when you do the math, buying a home is better. When you take the time to work with a trusted realtor that's trusted in the community and reliable and well known, it's a different transaction. On the buy side, it's a lot more smooth with a lot more education. And on the sell side, it's probably a lot smoother with probably a higher sales price. Every market's different, every situation is different, every home is different, every realtor is different. So make sure that you are doing yourself a service and taking those interviews, talk to different realtors and see what you think. Because more than anything else, you have to mesh. This is a partnership, and the teamwork makes the dream work. So, I am Hugo Quintanilla, a licensed realtor in Maryland with Long and Foster, North Potomac, Rockville, specializing in Montgomery County. My phone number is 240-389-4846. My email is hugo@lnf.com, and my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. I would be honored to be on that path with you and be on that team to help you buy, sell, lease, or invest in Maryland. And if you or anyone you know has any questions about doing that or working in real estate, please, 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 please send them my way. I'd be more than happy to help them out. And always, do me a favor and leave a like or share or comment to help support all that stuff. Helps out the algorithms and helps get this type of content out to people that are interested in it. So I would really like that. And it helps me help more of people like you. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Just to recap, for those that are just tuning in right now, this is, what was the title? Oh, goodness. 10 signs your real estate agent is being more dramatic than effective. There we go. Number one, overemphasis on urgency. Number two, exaggerated communication. Number three, inconsistent availability. Number four, over the top marketing tactics. Number five, emotional decision making. Number six, unrealistic promises. Number seven, lack of transparency. Number eight, attention seeking behavior. Number nine, dramatic negotiating tactics. And number 10, inability to handle setbacks. If you observe these signs, it's essential to communicate openly with your realtor, discuss your concerns and expectations, and emphasize the need for professional and strategic approach that genuinely serves your best interest. you are the one that's in the driver's seat. So make sure that you are navigating this project in a direction that you want to go. Because at the end of the day, you are going to be the one that's going to be living in this house, and you are also going to be the one that's going to be dealing with the repercussions of selling this house. So keep that in mind. It's always a pleasure helping you guys out. Thank you so much for your patience today, and I will catch you all tomorrow for another lesson. Take care. Have a great day.